And all right, and we're live. Holy jeez, Judd! I barely recognize you. What happened?
I don't know, man. The world shut down, and this just happened.
This happened.
Yeah, I don't trust cutting my own hair.
I do cut my own hair, but I've decided to grow it out. So coincidentally, the pandemic has encouraged me to grow my hair out.
Yeah, encourage is a strong word. I don't know.
Well, I'm lucky enough that I can hide away and grow my hair out, and if I like it, then I can keep it, and if not, I can cut it myself.
Right. I thought that too, and then you invited me to a live stream. I thought, no one needs to see this, and now you're like, let's document.
Judd, you're like a castaway. Look at your beard. You look like you have a villain sort of mustache there, and it suits you though. It looks good.
Stop being nice.
Stop being nice. You look like you could one of these old time brawlers with your beard, and you could beat the tar out of people. Yeah, exactly.
That's all this is. This is a History Channel beard as well.
This is a History Channel beard, exactly.
We need somebody to play like Doc Holliday in some like retro biopic or like a Viking show or something. It's all it is. It's if my casting agent says this or somebody. You know what I mean? Like you get cast in a play at community college or something. Like, that's what this is. This is not something you'd be like, yeah.
Let's be honest. We all know that. Sorry, I opened up YouTube for a second there. We all know that Doc Holliday would have to be Tommy.
Oh yeah. Would he?
I don't know. I just thought it would be ridiculous. Tommy is Doc Holliday.
Oh man, Tom, I miss Tom. I miss everyone. I haven't seen everyone in so long.
I know. You've been absent, so this is a great opportunity to bring you back into the community and
catch up. Yeah.
You haven't missed much.
Good. What have you been doing with your time off? What have you been up
to? Not a whole lot. I've been working out a lot. I've tried to learn French, and I'm failing miserably at it. And that's about it. How about you?
Me? I don't know. I bought a pair of bongos.
What? No. Why you have bongos? Play the bongos.
I would get bored during Skype meetings and stuff. Anyway, I don't really know how, but I don't know.
Yes. This is awesome.
I think that's like the slowed down surf beat, Richard.
You're surfer Judd.
Or like a basic rock beat.
You're hippie Judd. You have a beard and you play the bongos.
Oh, I know, it's bad.
Joey with the number says he can't hear you.
Can't hear me. All right, hang on.
And he also called you homeless. Or he called me homeless. Am I homeless or are you homeless? I think we could both fit that description with our unkempt looks. Judd's offended now. He's like, hey, fuck you.
No, never. No, I'm just looking at the thing in the bottom corner that says you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. And that clashes demonstrably with what Joey's saying.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? When I opened up the link, I could hear you on I could hear the echo. So I don't know. Joey, are you sure that you can't hear him?
I'm not a scientist. You're not telling me he's not missing much.
Yeah. Oh, come on now.
All right.
So we're going to talk about some serious topics, or do you want
to? It's your show. Whatever you want to.
Oh, he says yes. Yes, you can hear him, or yes, you. Whatever.
What's that mean, Joey?
Yeah. What does yes mean?
I know. I've been playing Mega Man.
Oh, that's cool. Which one?
Yeah. All of them.
All of them, like simultaneously.
No. There's people who do that, right?
What is there?
No, there's like this. Here's what happened. So they were like, we're gonna lock this down, and I'm like, do we have a cure? And they're like, it's gonna be about a year before a cure. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get out, and they're gonna lock us back again, right? I know
Hmm.
how this is gonna work, right? You know what I mean? People are gonna go outside. It's gonna spike. Until there's a vaccine, you can't get. I'm not a doctor, so I apologize to anyone who is, but herd immunity, right? I think is the idea. So I was like, this could last indefinitely. I need something to pass the time. So I went in and I paid like $53, right? On the PlayStation Network, and I got myself what's its face? Mega Man, like this anniversary collection. It's all 19 games. It's Mega Man 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That's
7,
awesome. That's a
8,
good
and
deal.
the X. It's actually a really good deal if you extra. It's like $2 a game or something, less. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I
Hmm.
don't know, something like that. And then up to Mega Man 11, right? So it's like 19 of them, plus the X series. There's like 8 of those. So it's like 19 in total. 11 games with Mega Man, 8 with Mega Man X, right? So same
Hmm.
thing. And I'm like, I'll get through all of these. This is like, it's like if you bought like the complete works of Shakespeare or like every single, you know what I mean? Like every
I
single this, like, you know what I mean? Like I just start eating through something, right? Like a
yeah.
thousand apples or, whatever,
The
right?
complete. I like that Mega Man is our generation's equivalent to the complete works of Shakespeare.
It's a really good game.
Yeah, no, it
All,
is.
all kidding aside, it holds up.
That's
Um,
cool.
because the gameplay is simple, but it's challenging enough. It's like, how do I put it? It's like Jeopardy. Like in Jeopardy, like when Jeopardy is on, you'll get a few questions right. You'll do you know what I mean? Like it's engaging enough that you don't feel completely like inadequate, but then not or ill-equipped to watch it, but then you still get surprised by an answer. That's kind of what Mega Man is like. It'll beat you a lot, but there's times where you'll slip or you'll dodge and like, I'm actually kind of getting good at this. So you'll just, I don't know. There's like a reward for
Well,
the
it's
hero.
sort of a classic 2D scroller game, right? So it's you know what you're getting. It's going to be good.
You never played it, or did you ever play
Oh,
anything
I
like that?
played. Yeah, I played as a kid. I think I mostly played Mega Man X. I think,
Mm.
but I was never huge into Mega Man. I was
I was,
reasonably associated with it or reasonably familiar with it.
I only liked Mega Man. Yeah. I only met Mega Man a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm doing, no, I was never the biggest fan. I think I played like the second one a little bit because everyone's played the second one. I think, right? If you mention the comments, I think everyone would say that they played the second.
I think our comments are just Joey numbers.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. I think more people will show up, but whatever.
So,
Our audience is not a morning crowd. I have to acknowledge that, but whatever.
I don't know. This is when I had time.
Yeah, I know, whatever. We're not here to we're not
Here to
we're
get.
just here for fun.
I wanted to see you again, Adam.
I wanted to see you too. I barely recognize you. You're like a whole different person.
That's why, because this is gonna get out of here. Because this is awful. Have you not noticed that? Like when you don't have a beard and you grow one.
I think you should keep it.
What? Why on earth?
Oh, my friend Travis is here.
Hello,
That's
Travis.
surprising. Travis is from my hometown. That's cool. I guess he's subscribed to my YouTube channel.
Oh, surprise! He's awake at the same time as
Yeah.
me, and it's the same time of day. What are the odds?
Yeah. Who would be awake during this pandemic anytime before 11 o'clock? Come on, people. These are all
Oh,
people who have stayed up all night.
hmm. Yeah, that's
So,
something I gotta fix too. Like I've been staying up so bad. Like you know what I mean? Like and then it's like, what happens when the world kicks back in and it's have to get to the bus and stuff? What do you do?
Yakov is in there. He says, "What up?" Good old Yakov. He's different time zone though. He's in Manitoba, Winnipeg. They're a hour that way. So you and I have very different experiences with this coronavirus because where I am living, we currently have one case, and you're sort of in the epicenter of it, living in Toronto. It must be very scary for you at this time.
I don't know if it's scary, but it's
Oh,
kind of
are
fun.
you one of those I don't buy the hype
Oh
people?
no, 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 no! I'm just it's scary, but I'm staying inside. So I
That's
can
good.
work from. I've got the luxury of
From
working
home, yeah.
remotely. Yeah, working remotely. You know what I mean? I don't have to. I'm sure it'd be different if I worked a job like construction or some kind of other job where Or if I was working at a if I was a doctor, you know what I mean, like working front lines,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd be a little bit more frightening versus being like a doctor in
Yeah.
your vicinity. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's what's scary to me is the idea that it might mutate.
Well, they're saying that, and I'm no expert, but they're saying that it's an RNA disease as opposed to a no, it's a DNA disease. It's as opposed to an RNA disease, and it takes up enough of the DNA that it probably won't mutate enough to create a new disease. But again, I'm not a doctor, so
Oh,
it could
good.
happen. What's
Okay.
that?
Oh, good. That's comforting. That sounds even scarier. Like it takes up so much of your DNA. Like,
Well, no, because in order for it to mutate, it has to have parts of the DNA chain that aren't used. So it takes up enough of that DNA chain that if some of the unused parts mutate, it won't create an entirely new disease, is what I've read. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
like, like, like if you wanted to become 100% coffee, you'd have to drink a certain level of coffee. Or if you wanted to make like a breakfast only of coffee, you couldn't have eaten food beforehand because your stomach is full.
If you want to become 100% coffee, I am close to that because I drink a lot of coffee.
It's a goal one day. I want to become
Mm.
100% coffee.
There's an episode of Futurama like that.
Mm.
Everything comes back to Futurama on this show, right?
I don't know. I haven't been here for a while, but I love Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
What game did you play then? Because I'm looking for other thing. I'm on Mega Man 5. That's how grueling this has been. Out of 19.
well,
But what
like
have
I
you
said,
been
I've been playing Duolingo to try to learn French, and I've been failing miserably at it.
Okay.
I took the approach of like I want to learn a skill out of this, and I should know French being Canadian, which I know. Like I'm good at pronunciation. I learned a lot of it as a child, but I'm not really like I go to Montebello for Rockfest in the summer. Well, I have a few years, and I went to Gatineau to do some wrestling training, and they all speak French there. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Like, I thought I knew enough French to get by, and no, I absolutely don't. And you were playing Mega Man, right?
We can't all be heroes, Andrew.
Did you call me Andrew?
Adam. I miss you,
Adam
man.
Adam Andrews, and you know that Andrews isn't even my real last name. You actually know that. Oh, we're kayfabing. Which reminds me, do you kayfabe your last name?
I can't remember my last name anymore. I just don't know. I don't. I just go with my first name
You
anymore.
just go by Judd? Okay, that's cool.
No one needs to know the rest of it.
No one needs to know the rest of it. That's fair.
Sometimes I do if I'm on a phone call, like with like the bank or something, or not the
One,
bank, but you know what I mean, or like not the bank, like Starbucks or whatever. You know what I mean, or whatever it is. You know what I mean.
I mean,
Over
in
the
your
phone.
online branding persona.
Oh yeah, no one needs to know my last name.
That's fair. Okay, I kind of expected that, but we've never had that conversation before, so I thought I should ask. That's a smart decision too. Do you have?
My
Do you
last
have?
name? No.
Do you have
Like,
people? Do you have people within our community on Facebook though?
some.
Like, I know you have me, but you have. You're
Uh,
starting to get uncomfortable. You're like, oh, people do know who I am.
do I? No, I think I got. I mean, that's it. Tommy and you, and that's it.
Tommy and me. Okay. What about your former partner? Have you heard from him at all? Of the bait and sketch show?
Oh, my former broadcast partner.
Yeah, the one that as soon as he found success pretended he didn't know any of us.
No, it's life.
Such is life, eh? Last I saw he was actually leaving the platform of YouTube, but whatever.
But he's
So
really
be
good.
it. I guess so.
No, wish him the best. No need.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. Well, my big problem is what the heck is this mustache? Like look at this. It goes like this and then goes up here, right?
Yeah, you're like a
And
villain.
then this one goes up here and then goes up here again. Like, and this one's shorter than the other one. Like, I have no idea how I'm supposed to make this work, like at all. Like, there's crunching here, and then there's just, like it's so uneven. And then I don't know if I'd like sometimes I can see this one clearly, but I can't see this one clearly. I don't know. And
You're
then
like
like this part like doesn't grow in. Hang on, I think which one is which one. No, this part does, but this part doesn't. It's just oh my god, how in the world is this supposed to happen? I don't even know. I can't shave it off because like what am I gonna do? You know what I mean?
You
Like,
can
what?
shave it off.
No. But like, what am I gonna do? No, but like, what? Like,
For what?
For what? There's nothing's open. So like, what
Well,
am I gonna
you're lucky. Mine's essentially a glorified neck beard. Doesn't really grow much past here.
do? You just shave your neck. You just
Shave my neck.
Yeah, that's how you prevent it. You shave the neck part.
Well, yeah, I have done that in the past, but even if I did, really, it should be nothing but a chin strap with a little bit of a like a Lemmy or a Triple H, depending on which audience you're from. It should be nothing more than a Lemmy with a neck beard.
Like a soul patch, like jazz.
I'm not wearing a soul patch.
Like going on like a jazz musician vibe.
Soul patch is like the mullet of not even our generation. It's like 10, 15 years ago. Soul patches were the mullet of that generation.
I didn't know that. I know there's like a mullet of every generation, and
You didn't know?
I'd be impressed to find. I'd be inquisitive to find out which ones were which.
You're like, I didn't know that. Judd, were you walking around with a soul patch 10 years ago?
Wait a minute. Hang on. No, I think at one point I may have shaved maybe into it just to see what it looked like, and like maybe a day, and I was like, no, off.
I'm judging.
I don't know like one person ever with a soul patch. Like, do you know anyone who ever had one or?
I don't know if I really know anyone in my life that I hung out with that actually had a soul patch. If I check Facebook, sometimes I can find people like, oh, they went through a soul patch period. But I don't think I've ever actually hung out with someone that had a soul patch. I'm too cool for that. As soon as they start wearing one, it's like, I'm going to stop hanging out with that guy. I don't know why. Oh, I'm getting texts here. Oh, it's nothing. So, herd immunity. You mentioned that. Do you believe that will be the ultimate end to this?
I think so. If anything,
essentially remove restrictions until enough people catch the disease that.
Oh no, not in that form. I meant via like a vaccine.
Well, I mean, in order to get a vaccine, how far? I've heard we were about 3 months away from one vaccine at least.
I always thought it would be like a year from, because you'd have to go through the trial periods and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I don't know enough about it, but
yeah. Well, before this even started, I had always heard it takes about a year to make a vaccine. That's why sometimes they're not always right.
Test it and all that stuff.
But I read recently that they said they were about 3 months away, which who knows, Hopefully. I want to go to concerts and go outside, go to wrestling shows again, and
concerts are a big one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wrestling would be fun too. Like everything would be fun. Just I don't know, go to a restaurant. You know what I mean? Play games with friends. That kind of stuff. Just yeah.
Yeah. Just see friends again.
What's this? Yeah. So, have you played any of these mini consoles that they have?
No, I've seen them. I've thought about buying them, but I just haven't had time for video games a lot.
I believe it's time. Oh, you're too busy learning French, right?
It's the most pretentious thing ever.
Exactly. I'm learning French.
No, I don't have time for video games. I'm too busy learning French.
What do they call Mega Man in French? Le Mega Man.
Le Mega Man.
Le Home de Mega.
The Home de Maga. Yeah, there you go.
The home to fort, I guess, like the home to power or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Bought a guitar.
Well, you've always had a guitar, haven't you? You play guitar.
Yeah, but I bought another one.
Oh, nice. Is it a good one?
Yeah, it's a. You want to see it, or is that too self aggressive?
No, that's cool. Let's see your guitar.
1 sec.
You could make a one-man band.
Essentially, that was the idea.
Nice. I like that Your wall is decorated with all the degrees that you've earned, and mine is decorated with pro wrestling masks.
we are we appeal to a wide audience. What masks do you have?
The ones that I
They're on display and you can't take them down.
no, I can take them down if you'd like, but
Oh, what the heck? I've been doing that lately. I've been like, I don't have time to make this, and then I'm like,
this one's pretty cool. I'm sure you recognize.
oh, that's Tiger Mask.
Yeah, Tiger Mask. That one I as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to have that one. That one's really cool. There's actually kind of a running joke that I don't know if my parents are trolling me or not. I don't think they are. I actually genuinely believe them, but they go to Mexico every year, and for a souvenir, they get me a pro wrestling mask, which I'm always excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a new pro wrestling mask. They know I love it, and it's always Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
So I have
every time a friend goes to Mexico, I ask them to bring me back a mask, and it's always Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I have a dozen Rey Mysterio masks.
Yeah, it's always Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I want to get an authentic one from someone down there, so I look like I'm hip. I'm with
Yeah.
and they're always like Rey Mysterio. I'm like, what? How?
And to go with Rey Mysterio, I have the other WWE luchador, which is Sin Cara. Whatever. And of course, I have this one.
Let me see. That's I think I know.
You must know who this is. Come on. Can't really.
That is Jushin Liger.
Jushin Thunder Liger. Yes, absolutely. I saw this. Actually, I got this at Rockfest a year or two ago. And this one's kind of cool. It's funny. This mask, it's all the way up here. You can't see it, but I will get it. I bought it at a secondhand store as kind of a joke because it wasn't really a luchador mask. It's a kid's mask for Mick Foley. But if you check it out,
that's terrifying.
I met Mick Foley and I got him to sign it.
Oh, that makes it cool because initially it's like that's the weirdest thing you could.
Yeah, it's like why would you want like a kid's? Yeah, like I said, why would you want like a kid's Mick Foley mask that doesn't fit your face and whatever, but it signs like by Mick Foley, so it's like my favorite one now. And I've also got a couple others. Like I've got La Parca. He's probably one of my cooler looking ones. And
was it Jeremiah? I always liked. I was a moment where I was trying to learn Spanish, so I was watching CMLL's weekly show.
Oh yeah.
And like it's just like,
very spotty.
Well, no, because you learn like when like Atlantis would slow down to like promo somebody, and he'd be like, "Eso es claro," you know what I mean? Like, let me be clear, you know what I mean? You'd start to pick up like his serious conversation, but like all you're learning is how to like threaten people. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't help. Like
you go into
challenge people to like 6-man tags, like
you go into a Mexican restaurant and you're like, I would like a burrito, or I will slam you through a table and set it on fire. Thank you very much.
Not even because I don't do gimmick matches. It's more like I will have your finest middleweight championship with no time limit, please. Like what are you saying? This man's just naming wrestling stipulations. That's not a recipe. Like what are you doing?
That's awesome.
Oh, did I tell you? I went to a really good Mexican restaurant here. Have you ever come to? Oh no, they closed. 2 of them closed. There's this one place I went for tacos all the time, called what was it called? It was on Dundas Street. It was right outside because I'd go do community radio right down in like the downtown core, and there was this one it was Tacos 101. It was right between like Regent Park and the University Avenue, so it was like right in the middle there. So it was like homeless people, students, the whole thing. It was great. It felt like not homeless, not home, but like the whole downtown core, like a mix. You know what I'm saying? Like working people, the business, like it was like the entire city all came like all converged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your examples were homeless people and students. It's wonderful.
No, but like no, but like it was like the whole city, right? You know what I mean? Like
a diverse
white, black,
array of people.
Muslim, like the whole like it was because the whole city meets, right? Taxi drivers, the whole vibe, professors, like business people, like the whole. Everyone, like it was right at the center of the city, right? So we got lots of foot traffic, so it felt really I know, really good. So it would just be, so it just sling tacos. You would just go in and they'd always be sold out like of something, right? Just because so many people would just pop in, and they would do they did a El Pastor because what they would have is they had the, it was a Lebanese restaurant beforehand, so it had the little the gyro spits or whatever. I don't know the name for them, but those gyro spit things. So what would happen
I
is,
think they're called euros.
yeah, euros, but the thanks. But you know what I'm talking about. Those big things that
Yeah.
run. So you, because you need those because it's from Lebanese immigrants to Mexico and it came from that. So very few places make it. They make like a variant of El Pastor. So they had this and it was great. I would go over on Tuesdays every day and just, not every day, every week. I'd go over once a week usually because I'd do radio and then come back and eat it. Maybe Wednesday, I can't remember. Taco Wednesday, and then they closed down, and I was like, "Dang it!" And there's another
Motherfuckers.
one, oh dude, and then there's another one. Um, what was that one called? Called El not El. I think it was El Catrine. I think was the name, but I'm not sure. And they did what is it? Chilies on nogada, which is like a 32 ingredient dish or something. And I once I was like, I'm not making that myself. Then I'll have somebody else do that for me. So I went there and I paid them, and it's great. It's got like green rice, red I think grapefruit beans, like walnut sauce. Like it's supposed to be the colors of the Mexican flag. Delicious. And then they closed down. So I don't know if I've got some kind of like cursed touch or something, but apparently when I visit a restaurant, that's like the end.
They're like, we got to close down because that guy keeps coming in and threatening to steal our championship belts in Mexican.
Spanish,
Or Spanish, sorry. Yeah, of course. They speak
in,
Spanish.
in Mexican, well, there's Mexican Spanish. I guess some people would say that linguistically, right?
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
slang, but I don't know it that deeply enough to be like. No. Apparently, my brother has like a deep Mexican accent when he talks because he learned Spanish from Mexican. No, it's weird. So he learned, one of his teachers was a Spanish, like Spanish, Barcelona, like I'm from Barcelona, like that, right? And she was just like, your brother sounds like the biggest Mexican. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's got like blue eyes, all that stuff, but like when he talks, his slang, right? He sounds like the biggest.
Like when he
He has
speaks
Spanish,
Spanish, he
yeah,
sounds
because
Mexican.
he
Oh,
learned it from Mexicans originally. So
okay.
he's a mix of like Colombian and Mexican Spanish. But he lives in Santiago now.
He lives in Santiago now?
Yeah.
I thought your brother still lived in Toronto.
No, he lives in Santiago, so
Oh.
that's where he's living now. So I'm working with him to teach English. We're developing a course, and we'll see where that goes.
Oh, cool.
It's fun.
Good for you guys. Wow.
Yeah.
So you probably got to go pretty soon, eh?
Maybe 6 minutes, 11:15.
Okay.
Talking of an archaic computer system I use now for my work. Can you convert your home into a home work studio? Not really, but I guess.
That's pretty cool. Do you think that when this pandemic is done, you will still be able to work from home?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, if they let me keep their equipment that they gave to me, because I'm like, I'm not going to use my home computer. Forget that. Like, you're not getting access to this. This is for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's too old. It's too old. Like, I just take care of my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't run anything too complicated. I've got like a really good microphone, a really good Steinberg for a sound processor. Like, my external stuff is very good. I'd like to think that my core broadcasting skills are talented. I've got good head. You know what I mean? So I dress it up. You know what I mean? But the actual computer is like 7, 8 years old, but it's not heavily used. I use my phone for most of my stuff, I think. So you know what I mean? Like the car you drive on the weekends. So if I tried to do, because they're like,
I don't have a second car for driving on the weekends.
No, but that I don't either. But like that principle, that mentality, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or that, like, you know what I mean? Or that I don't know, that shirt you only wear on special occasions or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That kind of a thing, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, what's it doing? So, because like you need external, like a plug-in, what's it called? A plug-in one of these, a plug-in mouse, and like I don't have that stuff, right? So I've got all these requirements. So I'm using their computer instead, right? I just set it up to the side, and I'm like, if they'll let me keep it, because I'm not going to damage it. Like, what am I going to do? Like, start throwing it down like down on the ground? You know what I mean? Playing baseball with it? Like, it's not happening. Your computer is safe, you know. And if I leave a job, I'll just give it back. So I don't know. I kind of like the idea of not having a commute. Like, that saves a lot of
Yeah.
time.
in this world, I think that a lot of companies are discovering that they can save money by not purchasing office space and letting people stay home and work. And it might be an opportunity for them to save money and to be more convenient for you. I think everybody wins in a situation like that.
Yeah, and perhaps getting more people on board, like you can staff better, more people can do like in between work, hopefully, like maybe people who otherwise couldn't reach a certain area or couldn't afford the parking, or you know what I mean? Maybe it could help the economy. I don't know. I'm not enough of an expert, but I hope it would tend towards a positive direction, maybe, you know, bright spots for people who wouldn't have them otherwise. But I like the idea because I mean, I used to there's pros and cons. I used to download the New York Times and read that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bus and back, but so my vocabulary would increase. But you know,
That's cool. Well, we've got a comment here from the dude. Firstly, he says my camera is not very good, which I agree. I have a better camera that I'm going to start using, but today was sort of a test run. I didn't want to get around to digging that out of my storage. The other thing he says is shout out to the people in my small suburban hometown last night who busted out windows and looted small locally owned businesses. Very cool, good stuff.
we're not. I don't
We're
know why you'd shut that out.
What's that?
I don't know why you'd shut that out. I think it's sad that during it's like anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was like if I'm a criminal person, right? Like if I steal for a living, this is the time.
Sure.
I can sneak in under the cover of, right? Because I think the majority of people, are protesting, but it's a shame that people can't have their message marred by that.
Well, there are. Sorry, go on. I didn't want to interrupt
No,
there.
that's it. I'm not enough of an expert. I don't want to speak on something I'm not. I just think that what I've found out is the majority of people are peacefully protesting, but you know, certain elements will take advantage of it to do that.
Well, there are Antifa. We all know they're protesting, but they're protesting violently, and there are examples of people trying to peacefully protest, and then Antifa come and they just start wrecking shit and whatever. They've turned it from peaceful protests into violent protests. With that said, maybe it's time for a violent protest. Who knows?
I just think the most bizarre thing of the entire thing is when Trump said that being anti-fascist is un-American.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weirdest quote maybe I've ever
No,
heard
that
in
is,
my entire life, like ever. Like if I asked
yeah.
you to rank quotes, like just forgetting, like if you just out of context, if you just gave me quotes, like what? Like that's so bizarre considering that like
And
World
he's,
War II is like a pivotal point in human history when they literally fought fascists for
mm-hmm.
liberty. But anyway,
Well, and he's essentially, I haven't had a chance to read up on it, but it looks like last night he's declared martial law and invoking this Insurrection Act, which is essentially declaring war on protesters.
yeah, we've had it in Canada once.
Have we?
Yeah, when the Bloc Québécois, not the Bloc Québécois, what is it called? Not the
The
Bloc.
Bloc Quebec we're
No,
trying to
no, no, no,
separate
no,
up.
no, 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 not the Bloc. But the FOQ. The FOQ was kidnapping politicians.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't I
you
didn't
didn't.
know about that.
You didn't know?
When
Oh
when
yeah,
was that?
70 something.
Hmm.
Can't remember. Uh, anyway, yeah, it was a dark. It's always dark with it. Anyway, I know it's weird. People get swept up. But it's a bad element. It's anything. It's like a class detention. You know what I mean? Like when you're class, we get a class detention. It's always like one or two bad people who are people doing something. Or what do you do? Right? You're out hanging out, and then somebody decides to smash out a thing. Right? Or somebody has a grievance or a grudge on somebody. Who knows? I don't know. Or somebody arsons their own building for insurance. Like people. I don't know. It's sad. I just ah. It's what it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but with that said, I think you've got to go soon, right?
I've got to go. I'm going to try and do my part to help some people today. I'll see what I can do at my job, my little contribution to the earth. I'll see what I can do. Do a good job at work. But yeah, it was nice seeing you, Andrew. And
Andrew, come on!
Mr. Andrews, Mr. Andrews.
How do you know? You know my name.
I'm trying to give you a new gimmick.
You know my
I'm
name
trying,
though.
trying
Like
to give you a new gimmick. I'm
you,
trying to make it
you've
catch
know,
on.
You've known me
Gimme,
since
gimme.
you've known me since before I
I've
changed
never,
my
I've,
name, my last name to Andrews.
actually,
and-
I've never met you before. I don't even know who you are.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. I hope we can do this sort of thing more often.
We'll do it at the same time next week. Let's try this out.
Sure. Maybe we'll do it at the same time next week or whenever. Just sort of, we'll do this whenever. No real schedule, and go from there. Thanks for coming on, and thanks everybody.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure seeing you. And people in the chat, can you guys recommend any good video games or any good music? Any good music to listen to? I've been listening to Yvette Young and Melanie Faye. So if you guys got anything else you wanna listen to, or you think I should listen to, just put it in the chat, and I'll give it a listen, and I'll talk to you next week about it. All right.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.